late.
Howdy, partners! Welcome to the Haunted Chronicles, episode 156. Pick up sticks. We have a return guest this week. Her last visit was, I think, in June or July of last year. And tonight we're going to catch up with Cheryl Carter by Cracky. And last week we talked with Junebug Fugit. We talked UFOs, ghosts, Mandela effect, etc., etc. And that episode is available in the on-demand section of Paramania Radio. This episode is brought to you by Meow Mix Cat Food. Something fishy's going on with Meow Mix. More delicious salmon flavor to the chicken, turkey, and salmon taste. Cats love. So, give them the taste he's fishing for. Meow Mix brand cat food. The only cat food that tastes so good, cats ask for it by name. I am Mr. Haunted, joined by Jennifer Jigglypuff Runyon. And Brock Burrows is out on assignment tonight, searching for the elusive weasel monster of the Serengeti. Jennifer!
Hey!
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm well. How are you doing, Jim?
This early?
No, okay. I don't want you to tell me yet. I don't want you to tell me yet. Okay, so I'm doing really well. And let's see, what happened to me this week? Nothing really happened. That was very exciting here in California this week. And I just worked out. I went to yoga. I talked to you. I kind of played on Facebook, and that was my week. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm all right. I actually am happier than a Guadalupe fruit frog hopping willy-nilly on a magical marshmallow mountain whilst he's whistling a happy tune like he's frickin' Sonny and Cher. And that's a Haunted Chronicles first. He's two people, Sonny and Cher.
Yeah. And he sings I Got You, Babe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was watching old Sonny and Cher videos this week, too.
Oh, I love that. Aren't they fun?
It was fun.
I know, I loved that. I loved those old variety shows. They were fun.
So I want to make an old variety show.
Yeah.
Let's make an old variety show.
Let's do it.
With the three chairs and bring people in and have comedians and animal acts.
Yeah.
So before we get to our guests, I do have some breaking news.
Oh.
I have some breaking news. All right, this is called Skittles Spill.
Wow.
All right. A mysterious Skittle spill on a rural highway in Wisconsin is taking another twist with Mars Incorporated saying it doesn't know why the discarded candy might be headed to become cattle feed. It's a little confusing. What happened was this mysterious case began when a Wisconsin sheriff posted on Facebook this week that hundreds of thousands of Skittles had been found spilled all over the highway. Later, he updated the post to say that the candy had fallen off a truck on the way to be cattle feed.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, a variety of food byproducts are commonly used. I knew this from personal knowledge. A variety of food byproducts are commonly used for animal feed, and Skittles maker Mars Incorporated says it has procedures for discarding foods for that purpose.
What?
However, the cows eat well. The company says the Skittles in question came from a factory that doesn't sell unused products for animal feed. A Mars spokesperson said they're investigating the story.
So someone stole the Skittle feed.
And I'm thinking that got to be the prettiest highway disaster ever.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? That would be like a sea of Skittles. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't understand how that is good for cows.
The cows. I don't know. And actually, they wrote that only red Skittles were all over the highway, but I thought it would be prettier picturing the whole rainbow.
Yeah. Well, we can embellish.
The better visual.
Yeah, it's a better visual for storytelling. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I think I'd love to bring our guest in for celebrity birthdays.
I think so, right?
Our guest tonight is a psychic, medium, empath, paranormal researcher, EVP specialist, and author of Fear the Darkness and Whispers Beyond the Grave, Cheryl Carter.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being in the chat and sharing every week. Thank you.
Very much.
So please join us in Scary Movie Celebrity Birthdays. I think you know the drill.
Yeah, Cheryl knows the drill. She knows it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Our first celebrity is Patricia Arquette. She was in the TV series Medium, Little Nicky, Tales from the Crypt, and her first role was, I think her name is Kristen, in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors.
Mm.
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah. All right.
How old will she be
Cheryl,
next week?
Yeah, sure. You go first because you're a guest.
50.
50. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna say 53.
She'll be 49.
Oh, ooh, Cheryl was close. Wow.
And then I had to put this guy in because let's kill him off. Hugh Hefner has. We have a Haunted Chronicles curse here. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Not literally. Hugh Hefner has made appearances on Laverne and Shirley, The Odd Couple, Entourage, and The Simpsons. Hugh Hefner. How old's Hugh going to be?
90.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to agree with Cheryl on that one. Let's say 90.
Well, you know what? He is 90 today, and will be 91 next week.
Oh, okay. Well, we were close, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the same wavelength there.
And I wasn't going to add her, Jennifer, but Shannon Doherty.
Oh.
From the TV series Charmed.
Why do we always laugh when we say her name, right?
She could be tough. She could be tough.
Yeah. Yes. Personal experience. I know. I've seen it.
She was in Heathers. And, of course, she was Brenda Walsh in Beverly Hills 90210. And just for the record, for new listeners, Jennifer, you actually were in the Peach Pit.
I was.
And I'll talk about it every time.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that. That's like your favorite little fun fact about me. You like that one. Yeah.
Okay, so Shannon Doherty.
Okay.
42.
42.
42?
42. Okay, good guess. Because I have no idea, but I'm gonna. Wow. 45.
Oh, she is 45. Will be 46 next week.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, God. You know, she's not well right now, so everybody wish her well. She's suffering from breast cancer, and she's been struggling, so everybody send her some good thoughts.
All right, I'm glad we put her in there then.
Yeah.
And this guy right here, and we played his song last week, and I didn't even realize it was going to be his birthday. David Cassidy was in the TV movie The Night the City Screamed. And he was in Tales of the Unexpected, and of course was Keith Partridge in the TV series The Partridge Family.
David Cassidy.
62?
Okay. Yeah, I'll say 64.
He'll be 67.
Ooh, wow.
Whoa. Wow.
And a happy birthday to our friend Scotty, if he's listening.
Happy birthday, Scotty.
Happy birthday, Scott. Now, Cheryl,
Yes.
you went to the movies last week. First, what did you see?
I went to see Animal House.
Oh! That's even cooler. I thought it was a new movie.
That's so
No,
cool.
no, they only show old movies.
That's fantastic. I think that is I love that. If we could go back, Jim, think about this and go see Grease on the big screen again.
I did.
Oh, it's awesome.
We have a drive-in here, and they showed Grease last year, and we went to see it at the drive-in.
Oh, that's
Wow.
And then I walked out because Sandy got mad at me because she threw a ring at me and said, "Just take this piece of tin," and walked out of the drive-in.
And then you said, "Stranded at the drive-in."
Then I sang a song about it.
Yeah.
So you went to see Animal House, and where'd you go see it?
I saw it at the Haunted Lincoln Theater in Decatur, Illinois.
Haunted Theater?
Yes.
What's the story about that?
Yeah, tell us about the Haunted Theater.
Okay, well, it wasn't always a theater. Back in 1860, the first building on that property was a hotel, and it burned down, so the man rebuilt it, and then in 1915, it burned down in 10 minutes, and he decided to rebuild, and then he says he's going to make a theater instead. So in 1916, he made the Lincoln Theater.
I have to interrupt you right here. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
I'm glad you have all those dates and everything. Because it's a movie theater, and they have, uncooked popcorn there, did it, create a big, mountain of popcorn at the site at the time?
When it burned?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, the theater didn't burn. It was the hotels.
Oh,
it
the
was a hotel first. Yeah. Okay. But that was a good question, Jim.
Okay.
That was
Yeah,
a good
that would be interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of popcorn, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so we're 1916.
Yes, and they used the theater. It was for vaudeville and silent films, and then they had live theater and opera. And they had people like Ethel Barrymore, Al Jolson, Jack
Wow.
Dempsey the fighter, Harry Blackstone the magician.
Wow.
And they hired this young guy to kind of entertain the people during intermission. And people enjoyed him so much that they didn't want to go out into the lobby to the concession stand, so they decided to give him a chance and put him on the regular lineup. And this young guy's name was Bob Hope.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just died. Oh. That's really cool.
It was. A lot of people came out of that opera house.
Yeah. So were there interesting stories that have come out of there of hauntings?
Well, we actually got to stay there after the movie for maybe a half hour to, walk around and try to explore a little bit. And I had my recorder going, and I went into the dressing room, and somebody said, it was like two women talking. One said, "Watch out," and the other one says, "I'm going to get you."
Oh.
Oh.
And my friend Brett was in there, and he heard somebody say, "Get out."
Very scary.
It's a
So
very haunted dressing room.
Yeah.
Now, before, this week we were talking about the Chesterfield witch. Chesterville?
Chesterville.
Yeah, what's the story behind the Chesterville witch?
She's buried in this Chesterville Cemetery in Arcola, Illinois. It's down by Decatur, too. She was a young lady, and she was kind of outspoken, and she would talk about the mistreatment of women, and it wasn't allowed in the Amish church that she belonged to, so they banished her. And a short time later, she was found dead in a farmer's field, and they, of course, ruled it natural causes.
She just fell over.
Yeah, so somebody buried her in the cemetery, but they planted a tree upon her grave so that her spirit couldn't escape.
Oh, wow.
The old tree over the grave trick.
Yeah.
This was like 100 years ago. It's a big tree.
So
And
when you go there, is there a stone with her name on it, and then a tree like right there? I mean,
There was a stone, but all that's left is the base, so somebody either stole it or they threw it into the river there. We're not sure what happened to it, but there's a little fence around the tree there, too.
wow.
But it looks like somebody tried to saw all the way around the tree, trying to kill the tree, hoping the tree would die so that she could escape.
And release the spirit
And
of the
release
Chesterfield witch.
Yes. So what are the reports of her? I mean, are there stories about sightings of her?
Yes, people see her walking around the cemetery. I didn't get to see her, but they did see her walking around.
Wow.
Oh, I want to see the Chesterfield witch.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't really a witch. The
Oh.
Amish just called her that.
Yeah.
All right. I want to see the Chesterfield woman.
Yeah,
walking.
me too.
Illinois has a lot of activity, doesn't it? The state of, I mean, I'm sure most states do, but I remember growing up in the Chicago area, and I think this story is famous, but when we were little, it was the lady in white that when you went down this certain river road, I think it was River Road, people would see her. Now, I never did, but, that's another one.
She was out by the cemetery, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that Bachelor's Grove? That one? I think it's one of them.
I think that might be the one. But we used to always take that road to go from my house to my grandma's house. And, and we all knew. I mean, I was little, but everyone knew that.
No, that's Resurrection Cemetery.
Oh,
That's
right.
It's Resurrection. Yeah. That's it.
That's Resurrection Mary.
Yeah. Yeah. And I never saw her, but we always had to take that road. And of course, local legend, everybody knows. So you're scared at night when you're driving down that thing. But I never saw her. But,
Did you go to Bachelor's Grove?
You know what? I don't know, because I was pretty little back then. So
it's in a forest preserve. You would remember that.
Yeah. Wow. I want to go. Next time I go to Chicago, I'm going to have my family take me to
I
Bachelor's
love
Grove.
that place. I can't
Really?
get that place, yes.
What happens there?
Well, there's something called an appearing, disappearing house. If you walk down the little road by the cemetery, if you're lucky, you'll see this white farmhouse with the light in the window, but there never was a farmhouse there.
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
Because as I go down the road a little bit farther to see where I saw the house, there's water down there. There's a stream, so there's no way there's a house there. But I saw it.
Oh my gosh.
And I got so many voices, and some are disembodied voices you can hear right with your ears.
Oh, how cool.
Very active. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I remember there was a cemetery in Chicago with something about the gates, like the gate is bent, like the bars.
Yes, I've heard it.
From the inside or something.
Yeah, right.
we had a guest that told us the story. They were there, right? Or they just told us the story. Ooh.
Yeah, it might have been Scott Marcus.
It was Scott.
Yeah.
It was Scott Marcus. Yeah.
Wow. Right, so that, for new listeners, Cheryl, could you retell your story about when you were a kid at the farmhouse incident, please?
Yeah, I'd say my first paranormal experience was when I was 4 years old, and I went with Grandma out to my aunt's farm. And they went downstairs in the morning, and I was still sleeping, and I woke up, and there was 2 rooms upstairs. We had our bedroom, and then there was another room where she had boxes and trunks, all kinds of cool stuff kids can get into.
Mm-hmm.
So I snuck into the room, started opening boxes to see what I could see, and it wasn't anything too cool. And then behind this one trunk, I saw a little boy about my age, and he's standing back there, but I could see through him.
Oh, my goodness.
And he reached out his hand and grabbed mine, and he said, "Come play with me," and his hand was cold, and so I grabbed my hand back, and I ran down the stairs, and I never told anybody.
Now that I look back, would you say, what would have happened if I went with this little fella?
Right?
Yeah. As an adult, I go, let's go.
Yeah.
See what you got there, kid.
So did anyone ever later tell you any stories that they saw him? Or
No.
You were
And
just...
maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I finally told my aunt there was a little boy up in her in her house, and she goes, "Oh, I'm glad you never told me that."
Oh, she didn't want to know.
Yeah, I don't know if he probably belonged to that house at one time. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask you about remote viewing, because I bought, I don't know if I told you last time, but I bought, like, when I was a teenager, I bought these tapes, like past life regression, how to remote view, and like I don't know if it really worked or not, but it said like it was one of those things like kind of imagine yourself like raising out of your body, and then like going up, then coming down somewhere. And I went to my I must have been a little older, but I was at my I went to my mother's house, and I saw like my mother on the phone in the corner of the kitchen. I saw my sister in the one of the rooms doing her homework next to the piano, and I can see the rings on her fingers, and everything was like it's kind of in choppy motion, like slow. And then I said, "Wow!" And then after I came out of it, I called them up to see if they were in those positions, and they were. So I don't know if I really
You did it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do.
Oh, cool!
Wow.
I think I remote viewed.
Yeah, I can put myself to a location, and I can tell you everything around there.
And how do you do that? Can anybody do it, or say practice? Or
Well, I suppose anybody could do it. You said you did it. See, you did it.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how I do it. I just imagine myself in a place, or like I help find missing people sometimes, and I put myself over to the area where they might have been, and I try looking for them.
Oh my gosh!
One time there was somebody that was somebody on Facebook said that their brother was missing. I just saw it going through the stream. I don't even know who she was, and so I tried to put myself in the place she thought maybe he was going to do something to himself, and I saw him under a bridge down by the river. I guess it's a place that he used to go to think, and he was sitting there, and I put myself under the bridge, and I sat down next to him, and I saw he had his phone there, and I says, "You need to call your sister now. She's worried about you." I says, "I can't put the phone in your hand, and I can't dial it." I says, "But you need to call your sister right now." And a couple seconds later, she goes, "He just called me." So was I there? I don't know.
Okay, that's
wow. Was I there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I never got to talk to him and say, "Do you remember me there?" I don't know if he remembers or not.
I'm debating on telling my past life story. I think I
want to hear it.
No, tell us after the break. Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Yeah, we have to hear that.
All right. I'm not sure. I think we're going to break soon. We're a little bit late, but Cheryl, before break, can
Yeah.
you tell us how you've written 2 books? Is it 2 books?
Yes.
And what are they, and how can people listening find them? I'm sharing the link in the chat.
Okay. Whispers Beyond the Grave is where I start talking about when I discovered my gifts and then some of my adventures, the true life adventures. Fear of the Darkness is just scary stories I made up. Those are completely different books.
So that one's like fictional stories that you just that's cool.
Yeah, kind of
I love.
like Edgar Allan Poe-ish kind of stories, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're on Amazon.com.
I think we're ready for our break. Let's go to break, and then we can come back. We have to hear about Jimmy's past life regression.
Yes.
I think Jimmy's not there because it's very quiet. So, Dave, let's go to break, and when we get back, we'll get Jimmy back on, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Welcome back to the Haunted Chronicles, home of your guaranteed halftime shout out. And guys, so many people share the event page each week. It got crazy. It's up to like 50 shares. And we used to give everybody credit for sharing the page at break. But I stopped doing it because there's just so many people. But I said, you know what? I could do some each week. So thank you, Electric City Paranormal, Boneyard Paranormal, Ghosts and All Things Paranormal, Appalachian UFO Research Society, Big Bear Ghost Seekers, and the Ed and Lorraine Warren Facebook page. And everybody in the chat, thanks for coming. Dr. Dave, Heavy Metal Psychic, Andy Dwayne, Randy, Dave, Tiffany, Crystal, Nicholas, Susan, Bien Hank, and Russell, Maggie.
Oh, we lost our Jimbo. Okay, I don't have everybody's
Oh,
names
no.
to say. All right, he's going to be back. He's going to fix that little loose cord on his headset.
Headphones, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, Hey, you back?
When did I pop out?
I'm naming everybody in the chat.
When did I pop
all
out?
our friends. After Dr.
All
Dave.
right. Thank you, everybody.
Maggie. Yeah, right after Maggie, right, Dave?
All right,
Yeah.
let's thank Denise and Kara E. and Patricia, Deborah and Vicky, Cheryl and assorted guests. Oh, and Mark, Lisa, Junebug, Brandon, Frankie, and again, happy birthday, Scott.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
And Rick. Okay.
Yes.
And Dave. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys.
Oh no, you weren't, but you were going to ask Cheryl about one of the stories that you wanted her to share, but I don't know the story, so you guys figure that one out.
Well, I believe Cheryl, she sent me some pictures,
Yeah.
and we were talking about this place a little bit because I don't want to know too much today. And we were talking back and forth on text, and it kept autocorrecting the word to Chachi. So tell us about what am I talking about here?
Chaco Canyon.
Chaco Canyon. Where is Chaco Canyon?
It's in the Four Corners out west, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. It's right in the Four Corners area.
Okay.
And I posted a picture in the chat. I'm not sure what we're looking at, but what is this place?
Well, this is where the Anasazi Indians lived back from 100 to 1300 AD. And these are the ones that had these humongous roadway systems, even though they didn't have the wheel or any pack animals to use the roads.
That's cool. Wow.
And all their structures that they made was like observatory for the solstice, and they had certain windows and doorways where the sun and the moon would pass through every day. And in the center of the rooms, they had a hole. They would dig a hole, which represented the entrance from the underworld to the earth.
Well, the Native Americans have so much. I mean, their what am I trying to say? Just everything like with the Native Americans just goes really deep. I mean, the what they believe in, and you know how they knew to build houses a certain way that it sounds like the sun came through for a reason that way. Am I wrong?
No, and the Navajos actually called them the ancient strangers because they believed that they were from another planet.
Oh, wow.
As you can see by the pictures of the petroglyphs, I don't know, what do those look like to you?
I don't know.
Those sure look like E.T. to me.
They look like the thing Willie saw in his hallway.
Right.
Remember that one?
Yeah, in his closet.
Get him back on here.
Yeah, we got to get Willie back on. He would love this right now. Yeah, but no, think about it, like the the pyramids, all these structures that were built.
Right.
They had some knowledge of something that I don't know, crazy.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist just to go to Egypt and see all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It was just an amazing place.
So how many times have you had the opportunity to go there?
I've only been there once, and that's before I ever started doing paranormal investigating, so I'd love to go back out with a recorder. I never took a recorder out there.
Yeah.
Cheryl, when did you start investigating?
Oh, probably about 15 years ago.
And how did you start? Like, what kind of places would you go to?
First place I went was Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh, that's a good first place.
Yeah, a prison, yeah.
Wow.
And I've been there about 7 times so far.
Is that one of your favorite places to go?
Yes. It's just amazing. It's different every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone back and had the same, did you get EVPs there?
All the time. No, I've never had the same thing happen twice. Never.
Wow. I always wondered that. I always wondered, are there some locations that it's like a record repeating itself?
Right.
I know, right?
That would be like residual, yeah. It's like a recording.
Yeah, like the residual, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why this is real, because I go back to the same room and try to talk to John, and he's not there,
Yeah. So now you're a psychic medium as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When did you know you had this gift?
I just knew something was different when I was just a little kid, because I would know things were going to happen before they happened. And I just thought everybody did that. I didn't think anything different.
Right. Now,
but I never heard anybody else talk about it, so I didn't mention it, because, maybe there was something wrong with me. I didn't know.
So would you just think, they better not go do that because this is going to happen, and then it would?
Well, one time I was walking. I had to be about 4 or 5. I'm walking with my grandma just up the street to visit her friend, and there was this tree stump there. They cut the tree down, but it was standing up about 15 inches. They didn't really cut that tree stump down.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember walking past it one day, and I'm thinking, they need to cut that down. Somebody's going to hit their head. I don't know what. I'm 4 or 5 years old. Why am I thinking that?
Right. That sounds like something a parent would, not a kid.
Yeah. And then probably a week later, this guy was at the tavern down the hill. He came racing up the hill, and this 12-year-old boy was just crossing the street to go to his house, but it was really dark out, and this guy hit him, and he went flying through the air, and he hit his head on the tree stump.
Oh, wow.
And I just started knowing weird things like that.
Did your family ever know?
I never said anything. Grandma kind of always knew things too.
Yeah.
She would know things were going to happen before they happened too.
So you shared this gift with your grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have.
And then when I finally got to high school, then I did meet one girl that talked about it. Otherwise, nobody else talked about it in high school either.
No, nobody talked about this kind of stuff. Nobody did.
And we started doing cool things. She says, "Hey, did you ever stand at the foot of your bed and watch yourself sleeping?" And I said, "No."
No, I never did that.
So I had to try,
Did you?
Yeah.
And could you see yourself?
Yeah. But I only did it once because I was afraid I might not get back in my body. So I didn't do it a second time. But yeah, I did it.
Oh my gosh.
Cheryl, I'm looking on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you guys at the Greenwood Cemetery.
Yeah.
Is that a haunted place or just a place you investigated? Or?
Very haunted. That's down in Decatur, too.
Oh, tell us.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It's like a small city. It's so big. Yeah, it's got at first it was the Indian burial ground, and then they built the cemetery around it. It's got a big Civil War section. Actually, Decatur is built on native land and Indian burial grounds. The whole town is haunted.
Did you have anything in particular happen there that you can share with us?
Well, I've got EVPs there. I never did see anybody walking around there, but you got to have a whole day when you go to Greenwood because it's so big.
Yeah.
You guys obviously know how I don't pay attention that well. and I'm scrolling through your page, and I said we wanted to talk about your Lincoln Theater visit. And right on the marquee, it says Animal House. I just posted it.
I know. I'm horrible like that too, Jimmy.
Yeah. And it was on your birthday, April 1st.
Oh, that's right, it was.
Yeah, my birthday. Very cool. Okay, so I want to know really quick, because you guys were talking about this earlier for a second, where, and I don't know what it's called, so you have to just tell me again, but it's where you put yourself into a different place.
The past life regression you're talking about?
Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? Let's have Jimmy share his story really quick.
Yeah,
it's terrible. Okay,
no,
I'm not
you
saying
have
that
to.
it's. I'm not saying it.
Go ahead, I have a story too.
Yeah,
right.
and then we'll
I'll do
hear
mine
Cheryl's.
Quick as I can.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not saying this is real. I'm just saying this is what happened.
Uh-huh.
It was the same type of put you in a state supposedly where you're capable of doing these things. It's a relaxation thing, and it said go out and you keep going up and up and up, and then come down, and it said the first thing it said to do. This was the past lives tape. It says, look at your feet. And you know what? Everyone's past life, they were a queen in Egypt. They were a king. It was like they're always this grand, person. And I was looking at my shoes, and they were like kind of black and dirty, and they had like a buckle on them, like almost like I would only describe it like a pilgrim's shoe, like that type of shoe.
Uh-huh.
So I said, wow, I'm not a king of Egypt or anything, Pharaoh. So they said, okay, now, I'm walking around, and it was the same type of thing in the remote viewing. Everything's kind of a little blurry, and it's kind of rickety. It's not clear. So I'm looking at this little house on a hill, and I go inside, and it's almost like you're watching somebody else's scene. I can't explain it, but they said, look around. They said, what are you most proud of? And I'm looking around. It's like I have nothing. It's this little junky little house that's just made of wood. And I'm looking around, and I said, I really don't have anything. I'm not proud of anything. And then I saw this cabinet in the corner, and it was about 4 feet tall and a foot wide, maybe. And I was looking at it, and I kind of I folded my arms and looked at it like I was proud of it. And I was like, that's what I'm proud of. Like maybe I'm some kind of carpenter and I made it, so I was proud of this cabinet. That's what I was imagining anyway. So that was it. That was the end of my past life experience. So then, like 15 years later, when my first daughter Holly was born, we had this cabinet. Oh, and also it had some kind of heart shape. That was important. A heart shape carved into the top drawer. So when Holly was born, we had this old little cabinet, same shape, kind of. I don't know where we got it from, tag sale or something. Mm-hmm. And when she was born, I painted the trim pink, and I put it in the corner of the room. And I was looking, I said, something's not right. And I got this little this red ribbon with a wooden heart to hang on the knob of the drawer. And then I sat back with my arms folded and looked at it like I was so proud. And I go, "Oh my God, that's the like I just reenacted."
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I hope you followed that. It was kind of cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
edit that out.
No, that was cool. You know what's really weird? I had one thing happen to me once. I think I've told the story, but I'll tell it really quick. I don't think it was a past life. It was an exercise I did in a class where you had to get up on stage and reenact a private moment. Like you don't plan anything, just figure out what situation you're in, what the setting is, and just see what happens. It's kind of intimidating, but it was cool. So I'm doing this scene, and I'm imagining I'm in my kitchen, and I'm looking out my window, which is the audience. And I'm looking out in the audience, and I see my two kids playing. I think you guys probably heard this story, and one of them falls off the swing set, and I go running out. Hey, you okay? Yeah, we're okay, Mom. And I go back in, and I'm just watching my kids. That was my thing in my class that I did, a private moment. It's called. Cut to 7-8 years later. I'm in Idaho in my kitchen, looking out the window. My two kids are on the swing set. One of them falls off. I go running to the door. You okay? We're okay, Mom. Okay. And I go back to the kitchen window, and I'm like, oh, I just got goosebumps again. It was so weird, you guys. It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest experience. Weird.
See?
Yeah. It's like, be careful what you wish for, because that's all I ever wanted was to have a family, my own kids. So it's like, be careful what you wish for. You can manifest a lot of really cool things.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or get a stinking cabinet.
What was your past life, Cheryl?
Now, when I had my past life, I was we went to Tombstone, Arizona, and I never been there before. And we get out of the car, and I just start feeling really weird, like I was leaving my body or something. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Where should we go first?" And I said, "Well, let's go over there to the birdcage." So we start walking over there, and as we're walking on the wooden sidewalk, you hear your footsteps, and it was like sounding familiar, hearing the footsteps on the wood. And before we went inside, I said, the bar's over on the left side. There's a big mirror behind it. There's tables there where the guys used to play cards. On the right side, there's a little stairs going up to some rooms, and up in front, there's a stage up. And he's looking at me going, we never been here before. And I go, I don't know. We open up the door, and it's exactly how it looked. And he says, how did you know this? And I said, well, because I used to sing up on the stage. And I said, I used to do what? Yeah. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah. That's awesome, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh,
awesome.
I just wanted to mention, I forgot. On June 3rd, there's another evening with Annabelle. Go to warrens.net for more information on that. It's my birthday, so I'm not sure I'm going to be there helping out this time, but we'll see. Cheryl, again, we have a few minutes left, but tell the listeners how they could find your books and your Facebook page, Twitter, whatever.
Well, all my books are on Amazon.com. Facebook is just Cheryl Lynn Carter. I have my regular page where I do goofy things, and then I have an author page too, but they both have the same name. And Twitter is Cheryl Carter 627.
Is that your birthday?
What?
Is that your birthday?
Yeah, it is. How about that? I figured I'd remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. I have like 10 different passwords.
I
And
know.
I know, and I have to write everything down because I'll be like, I have no idea, and I'd done it the day before, and I don't remember what I did. Yeah, it's crazy.
I got some places my password is ONE, the number 2, and THREE.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a real good one.
Gotta remember that one.
Yeah.
Then
Are you there, Jim? Jim's not there.
Did we lose him again?
I think we lost him. So
Oh my
Cheryl-
goodness.
I know, bless his heart. He'll figure it. He'll tweak that little thing.
We gotta do a GoFundMe to get him a new headset.
I know it. So Cheryl, we have 1 minute left, and I just want to know, is there anything coming up that you have to tell us about?
please
There's
buy
Jimmy.
me a new headset.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to promote or share with everybody before we go?
Well, I'm going to be April 28th to the 30th. I'm going to be at Motor City Nightmares in Detroit.
Awesome.
If anybody wants to come see me. And then May 6th, I'm going to the Twin City Opera House to investigate with
Ooh.
Robbie Thomas and Keith Age. That's going to be cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. They're filming for TV. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Well, stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
Next week,
Where? I don't know.
we had a guest next week, but with a last minute cancellation.
Oh,
Next week
okay.
is going to be called Under the Sea.
Oh.
Ooh. So look forward to that. Thank you very much, Cheryl. Good night,
Thank
fellas.
you.
Good night, Jennifer.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, Cheryl.
I'm coming home, baby. I'm coming home, baby.